The Edo State government is digging in its heels, refusing to accept Philip Shaibu as deputy governor despite a court order saying that he should be reinstated and the declaration of Shaibu's impeachment as illegal and unconstitutional. Now, the government claims Shaibu is impersonating the office and warns organizations not to recognize him. But Shaibu's team is fighting back, saying the court has spoken and its decision needs to be respected, accusing the state government of disrespecting the judiciary and the people's vote. It is a messy political standoff with both sides accusing each other of lawlessness. Now, joining me on the conversation this evening to discuss more on this, we have Dr. Larry Ogieva, his former Commissioner for Art and Culture, Edo State. And we also have Barrister Nosa Adams, a legal practitioner in Edo State. Good evening, gentlemen, and thank you so much for joining me at this time.
Good evening, and you're welcome. Thank you very much for having me on the program.
It's a pleasure to have you. Now, let's begin with Dr. Ogieva. Now, considering everything that has happened, why is the state government refusing to recognize Shaibu as the deputy governor despite the court's reinstatement order?
That question. You see, he who paid the governor of Edo State strong in with Philip Shaibu on the same day. But the House of Assembly, in its wisdom, has impeached Philip Shaibu, and the court that Philip Shaibu should be reinstated, and the process that removed him was not duly carried out. But the state government has gone to court, to the appeal court, and requested for stay of execution. So, in such situation, the stay of execution exists and exists. So, as at the moment, the status quo ante remains. That is, Philip Shaibu stays impeached as deputy governor of Edo State. So, why is he now trying going to the public and trying to whip up sentiment that he still the court has reinstated him? The case is before the appeal court. There is a subsisting stay of execution. So, he has already moved out. So, he should wait for the appeal court to take a decision before he lays claim to that position.
Okay.
The governor of the state, the House of Assembly has right to do whatever, to take whatever decision they take. The people of Edo State is the support of what the governor of Edo State has done. And the House of Assembly has done on behalf of the people of Edo State. Philip Shaibu cannot impose his will on his wish on the people of Edo State. The representative of Edo people in the State House of Assembly have, in their wisdom, decided that Philip Shaibu cannot and we should not represent or deputize the governor of Edo State. And they are so done by impeaching him.
Okay.
Those that impeached him are the true representatives of the two people. And that is the wish and desire of the two people that Philip Shaibu stays impeached. And the court has also, the state government is a court.
All right, Doctor. We will come back to the issue of stay of execution, but let's move to Barrister Adams. Now, how do you respond to the Edo State government calling Philip Shaibu a usurper?
Well, I hope you are hearing me clearly, and my friend Larry Ogieva is hearing me clearly.
Yeah,
now,
I can hear you.
Hello, are you hearing me?
Yes, I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Now, let us give a very vivid as to get the general picture of what actually happened. Now, you will recall that sometime in April this year, Philip Shaibu was impeached by the State House of Assembly. And he proceeded. He didn't resist. He didn't take laws into his hand. He didn't take laws into his hand. He proceeded to a competent court of justice. And you will also remember very vividly that in July, the court gave judgment to the effect that the impeachment of Philip Shaibu was null and void and of no effect because it was a clear violation of Section 188 and Section 35 the 1999 Constitution as amended. Having declared the impeachment null and void and of no effect, the court went further to give a consequential order. And the consequential order is basically tripod. That is to say, it's standing on three strong legs. The number one leg is that Philip Shaibu should be reinstated. The second one was security details and his entitlement should be paid, restored and paid. And number three, nobody should stop or prevent him, including the governor and the state house of assembly, should prevent him. None of them should prevent him from functioning or performing his duty as deputy governor of Edo State. And he was made to resume immediately. So what I'm saying is that the judgment has nullified the impeachment and even said that from April was impeached till the day the judgment was given, all his entitlement should be paid. That is to say, there was no impeachment ab initio. That is the position of the law.
Okay. All right.
We are all subject to the rule of law in this country because we practice constitutional democracy. Everything we do is subject to the ground law. That 1999 Constitution as amended is what is guiding the three arms of government: the executive, the legislature, and the judicial.
All right, Barrister, let's hear from Doctor from what you have just said.
Nobody, no matter how powerful, no matter how any place, should disobey a substantive court of law. What the government is saying is that there is an appeal and there is a motion for stay of execution. I am a lawyer. If you file a motion for stay of execution, it does not act as a stay until the motion is taken and determined. If you file an appeal, it does not stop a consequential order until the appeal is heard and determined. As it stands now, what the governor or the state house of assembly or Edo State has done is to file an appeal and a date is set to the appeal. The motion for stay of execution, a date has been set to hear the motion. All right,
Barrister, you're saying that if Barrister
will remain.
Barrister, if you can hear me, you're actually saying that the stay of execution that was filed, that's the application, has not yet been considered or ruled upon by the court. So,
Yes.
the ruling or the judgment, that's the previous judgment of the Federal High Court in Abuja still stands, and Philip Shaibu is a deputy governor. All right, let's hear from Dr. Ogieva now. Doctor, how do you respond to this? And also, how do you respond to the allegations of executive lawlessness, disregard for judicial pronouncement in this case, and also attempting to subvert the judiciary and undermine the rule of law, when it comes to this particular case?
That is the question.
Thank you very much for that question. My very good friend, Barrister Nosa Adams, tried to, I will call it, read my role around the question. It is, yes, there is every government we are living in a constitutional democracy, and we must, as citizens of this country, obey the rule of law, whether you are government or an individual. The state government, being ably represented by the executive governor of Edo State, His Excellency Ogieva Seki, has not refused to obey the court order. What the state government and the House of Assembly and the state government is saying is that there is a court ruling or there is a court judgment. Yes. But the state government also has the right to appeal that judgment. And the state government has also have the right to apply for state of execution, which the state government has already done. And the case, when a case is paid by Nosa Adams is a lawyer, he should know that the moment a case is filed in court, it goes a long way to show. I'm a lawyer, I cannot claim to be a lawyer. But what I understand by under the law is that once a case is filed in court, the case of state of execution is filed in court, automatically precedes the judgment that has already been given, because the case is now before a competent court of jurisdiction. So what my friend is trying to do is try to read and try to use legal language to hoodwink listeners and viewers of this program that Philip Shaibu remains the governor or the deputy governor of the state. The state governor or the state government has not and will not disobey or violate the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Philip was a deputy governor of the state. You should know.
Now, let me.
Hold on, Barrister Adams. Barrister Adams, hold on. Let Dr. Ogieva finish.
Let me speak. I want to give a practical example. The landlord of the house gives you a good notice. You already moved out of the house. You now go to the court and say, yes, you should tell you to return back to the house. The court says, okay, you return back to the house. The landlord goes to a higher court to say, technically when this decision is reached by this higher court, I will not allow it in. Will you force yourself into a house that is already occupied by another tenant? That is the practical question. So what my friend is trying to do is trying, like I said earlier, he's trying to play politics, the usual Nigerian politics. You know, when it suits us, when it favors us, we tend to clap and support whatever bad habit or whatever bad attitude of whoever we are supporting.
Okay. All right, Dr. Ogieva.
The antecedent of Philip Shaibu in Edo State. The same Professor Nosa Adams talking now knows who Philip Shaibu is and what he has done to the people of Edo State.
All right. Thank you for that, Dr. Ogieva. Now, let's move to Barrister. Dr. Ogieva, we'll definitely come back to you. Let's move to Barrister. Now, Barrister, you were going to respond to something that Dr. Ogieva said, saying that the state of execution exists. As long as it exists, that the case is in the appeal court, they have to wait for the courts to give the decision before Shaibu, reinstates himself as the deputy governor. Please go ahead.
Now, let me ask Ogieva, is that the position of the law? Now, the position of the law is clear and unambiguous. Very, very clear. Now, the position of the law is not the position of the law. Nobody has violated the Constitution of Nigeria.
All right, gentlemen, it is. Please, can we speak one after the other, please? Barrister, please go ahead.
Am I on?
Yes, you are. Please go ahead.
Now, the point I'm making is that the Supreme Court, in the case of Buhari, it was Olusegun of versus Jonathan, made it clear that when you file an appeal, it does not act as a stay. When you file a stay, it does not automatically transmit into a stay until the motion. It's a motion they just filed. A date has been fixed for the motion to be argued. Until the motion is argued and a ruling is delivered on the motion of day. Until the appeal is high, you cannot allow a vacuum in nature. As we speak, there is a subsisting court judgment, and that judgment must be respected until the set aside. Today, the de facto and the de jure deputy governor of Edo State in the eye of the law is Philip Shaibu. So until that is taken, notice now change the position of the judgment as it stands today. No sentiment, no recklessness, no executive power can stop it. Otherwise, they will call it anarchy and call it for chaos, because once you act in breach of the Constitution of Nigeria as a government agent, it carries a consequential.
Okay. Now, Dr. Ogieva, you did hear what Barrister Adams has actually said. You did say, Doctor, you did say that you're not a lawyer. Doctor, you did say that you're not a lawyer, and I've actually heard the same thing that that Barrister has actually said from other lawyers as well. But away from the stay of execution order, Doctor, now the Shaibu camp has actually come out to accuse the Edo State government of imposing Marvelous Omobayo as deputy governor without a mandate. How do you respond to this?
Can I come in?
Yes, please go ahead, Doctor.
Philip Shaibu was impeached. Philip Shaibu was impeached. Like Barrister Adams said, there is no vacuum in governance. Philip Shaibu was impeached. Would the governor and the state be waiting? Everyone will come take the decision. There is no vacuum in governance. The decision was taken, and the deputy governor, the current deputy governor, was sworn in. So, now that it's a state of execution, now that there's a case before the appeal court, do we now say the action to swear in the deputy governor is illegal? It's not for the court to interpret what is now going on in the state. It's not there for any individual or to get the government of a lawyer and a legal practitioner to start interpreting or try to cause anarchy and chaos in the state. If the Shaibu really believes he's going to win the case in court, he should wait very well the appeal court takes a decision on the matter, or the Supreme Court finally takes a decision. We don't have to come to the state and start causing chaos and causing havoc and trying to obstruct the authority of the state government. If you say you are the deputy governor of the state, and you have already been impeached, whether the court now says you are reinstated or not, there's somebody already, doing that job of the deputy governor. You came to the state, try to cause chaos, bringing machetes and guns and firearms to the state, causing chaos and havoc. Must you impose yourself for the government and for the good people of the state? Must you impose yourself for the good people of the state?
All right, Doctor. Still on you, Doctor. Now, considering that his original election, Doctor. If you can hear me, Doctor, I'm still on you, Doctor. Doctor, can you hear me?
Please, excuse me.
Barrister, please, can you hold on?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, okay. So, Doctor, if you can hear me now, are you saying that, considering that, the people of Edo State gave Philip Shaibu that mandate, are you saying that his original election doesn't stand? Or are you saying that, the fact that he defected to the APC invalidates the people's mandate?
Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for that question. You see, the truth of the matter is this. You said the people of Edo State voted for him. They didn't vote for him. They voted for the governor of Edo State, not the deputy. Secondly, the good people of Edo State, through the House of Assembly, the true representative of Edo State in the State House of Assembly, impeached him. So the people has already decided to vote him. So does that mean that he must impose his will on the people? So, in fact, is this: what a good friend is saying is just trying to support anarchy and chaos in the state.
Let's hear from Barrister Adams. Let's hear from Barrister Adams now. Yes, Barrister Adams. Still on this question, Barrister Adams. Still on this question. Now, Philip Shaibu actually referred to Marvelous as an appointee, right? Can you hear me, Barrister Adams? All right, Doctor, we'll definitely come back to you, Doctor. It's fine. Doctor, we'll definitely come back to you. You will each have your time to speak. Doctor, we'll come back to you, okay? So let's ask the same. Let's pass the same question to Barrister Shaibu. Now, Philip Shaibu referred to Marvelous as an appointee and also claims to be the rightful deputy governor due to the joint PDP ticket. But his defection to the APC raises questions, and there's so much confusion about this. So, to you now, does his original election still stand, or did his party switch invalidate the people's mandate?
Listen, there is no provision in 1999.
I'm sorry, Doctor. This question is for Barrister. You've responded to the question. Can Barrister answer now, please? Yes, go ahead, Barrister.
Are you listening?
Yes. Barrister, go ahead. Yes, you're on.
Now, you see, we need to educate ourselves here. We are all subject to the rule of law in this country. Everything that we are doing in this country, we are all under the canopy of the 1999. Now, there is no provision of our grand law that says that if you are a deputy governor, you cannot support anybody of your choice into any office in this country. Philip Shaibu is the person I don't get voted for as deputy governor because the governor cannot contest in isolation. It's a joint ticket. The deputy governor and the governor come together. Philip Shaibu and Governor Obaseki contested and the people protested. Our mandate subsists as so that Philip Shaibu is supporting any governor or supporting any party is not a violation of any provisions of the law.
Okay.
So let's remove that one.
All right. But is it tenable to have two individuals, Philip Shaibu and Marvelous Omobayo, claiming to be the rightful deputy governors of Edo State?
Omobayo is not a deputy governor. He's an impostor. He's and he's calling for chaos and anarchy.
So what implication does this have for the state's governance and political stability? What implication does this have? Because none of them is actually given up.
He has vulcanized the Edo State to the extent that everything about it has politics. He does not show capacity. He has not shown commitment to equality. So what I'm saying is that any person that acts against the provision of the 1999 Constitution as amended is only resorting to self-help, which is anachronistic, which is on the basis of every. Hello, are you listening?
I can hear you. Go ahead, loud and clear.
Okay. Now, I said anybody that is against the provision of the law, because the law is that we have one deputy governor to state. Nobody has right to create a deputy governor of his choice. The deputy governor is tied to the ticket of the governor. The teammates twins. They are together.
Sorry, did you just say the deputy governor is tied to the ticket of the governor himself?
Yes, Obaseki and Philip Shaibu contested, and they don't give them the mandate. And the mandate something as we speak. So anybody doesn't know the process of the law, now be talking ignorantly. But for me, as a lawyer who is conversant with the Nigerian Constitution, I know that when they talk this judgment, until that judgment is set aside, nobody has right to disobey the judgment. Otherwise, it will be contemptuous.
Okay.
It will be contemptuous.
All right.
What is doing It's against the law, it's against the constitution, it's against morality, it's against decency.
All right.
They cannot report Marvelous as deputy governor. The deputy governor of the state as of today, in line with the judgment of the Court of Competent Jurisdiction, is Philip Shaibu.
All right, we hear you, Barrister. Now, Doctor, please go ahead and respond to the claim that Shaibu has the support of the people and also the judiciary.
Thank you very much for that question. Mr. Sanders is my friend. It is quite impulsive to see a legal practitioner talking the way he's talking. He just said that Philip Shaibu and governor voted on the same ticket by the people of Edo State. The people did not vote for APC, they voted for PDP in Edo State. The ticket of that office belongs to PDP. Philip Shaibu, even without the court judgment, is not more the deputy governor of Edo State court. He has already been. So that ticket was given, that position was given to him on the platform of PDP. You cannot work in your work and receive money in the Ministry of Works. How can that work? And how would somebody come to national television to say Philip Shaibu enjoys the support of the people? Which are the people? I'm a governor. And I can quite tell you perfectly that the barrister that's talking now does not use of what Philip Shaibu is doing to the people. Causing confusion, causing anarchy in the state. Is that how you meet the people? Must you impose yourself on the people of the state? If you wait for the appeal court the appeal judgment. No, if the Edo people are not in support of what Philip Shaibu and his scholars and those of them supporting him now are doing. Edo people are tired of Philip Shaibu. They are tired of APC. They are tired of program. They are tired of poverty. They don't want to hear anything from Shaibu or APC in Edo State. And we are going to defend this mandate, the PDP mandate, to the letter.
Okay, now let's come back to still on you, Dr. Ogieva. Now, after being impeached, I think I heard, I watched an interview with Philip Shaibu himself on TVC, and he talked about, how he has resumed, his function as the deputy governor, but not in a different office. Not in the deputy governor's office. Now, obviously, after being impeached, Shaibu lost some benefits, talking about, or privileges, talking about staff, salary, and office. And he also claims to have resumed work in a different office and not the governor's office. Now, do you think that if the appeal court upholds Shaibu's reinstatement, that the governor will permit him to enjoy some of these benefits at least? Still on you, Doctor.
The governor is a law-abiding citizen of this country. He was elected to uphold the rule of law and protect the laws of the Constitution of Nigeria and the laws of Edo State. The governor will not, I can assure you, will not disobey a court judgment. The governor is a lover of justice and a supporter of the judiciary. How would he now go and say, I will not obey a legitimate rule from the appeal court? Nobody is saying they will not, or nobody in the state, or even the governor, nobody is saying that Shaibu cannot, or we should not be told as a deputy governor. What we are saying they do, Edo people are already rejected him through the House of Assembly. The court has also, we are also in the process of processing the appeal court, saying we don't want him back as a deputy governor. He should wait for the appeal court ruling and the appeal court judgment. And when that is done, and it is pronounced at the appeal court that he should be reinstated as a deputy governor, the governor of Edo State and the State House of Assembly will obey the court ruling.
Okay. All right.
We
now,
are a state, that obeys. We are people that obey the rule of law. PDP is known for its obedient to the rule of law. PDP always does its things according to the law as it is written. We obey the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. We obey the laws of Edo State. We obey the Constitution of the PDP. But it's Nosa Adams talking now knows what I'm talking about. That PDP is not an anarchist party.
Okay.
The people just say love PDP. People just say love the governor.
All right, let's quickly hear from Barrister as well on this. Let's hear from Barrister as well on this. Barrister, now, talking about Philip's reinstatement, as deputy governor, some have actually said that we know that the elections is actually on the way, it's upcoming, and some have actually said that Philip Shaibu is actually driven by a fear, of the upcoming elections. But some are actually saying it's due to legal concerns, and that is the reason why he has refused to accept that Shaibu is the deputy governor. Now, do you think that this could be a tactic to keep him out of office until, the tenure or his tenure expires?
Now, let me tell you something. It is not in the place of the governor to decide what to accept and what not to accept. Obaseki cannot decide what to accept and what not to accept. It is a matter of law. It's a matter of fairness. It's a matter of equity. And more seriously, a matter of justice. This has to do with the rule of law. A court of competent has given judgment. He is bound to accept the judgment whether he likes it or not. No matter how peculiar the judgment is, he is bound to accept it. And today, it's only reason to accept which is impeachable. That is why I'm calling on the State House of Assembly to initiate proceedings against Obaseki. The government should be impeached for a clear and gross violation of the provisions of the Constitution. Because it is now challenging the very strong arm of government, which is the judiciary. A court has given judgment and is going to tell them it's a violation of the law. It's against the law they have taken when he was being voted. So, Philip Shaibu, whether he's waiting for a election to be over or not, is that what the law says? Is that the provision of the law? Has Shaibu violated any provisions of the law?
All right, now sadly time is not on our side, so we would love to hear the final thoughts of Dr. Ogieva. Quickly, please, in 30 seconds.
Thank you very much. What Nosa Adams is saying is that he has no violation any of this. Philip Shaibu has already violated the law that says that you cannot hold a position on behalf of the people and declare to another party from the party. He was a member of PDP, he declared for PDP, and that is enough to remove him from office as a deputy governor. Also, the case is before a legitimate court of law, is before the appeal court, so the Philip should wait, pending the decision of the appeal court, whether it is positive for him or negative. He should accept the decision and the final decision, and I can assure you, the government of Edo State, it is not a selective or selective of the laws or the judgment that he will pay. He obeys all judgments because he is a governor of the position.
All right.
And PDP is a party that obeys the rule of law.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much for those final thoughts. Sadly, we have to actually wrap up here, but thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining me on the conversation. And, speaking on this particular topic, Dr. Larry Ogieva, former Commissioner for Arts and Culture in Edo State, and also Barrister Nosa Adams, legal practitioner at Edo State. We appreciate you for your time. Thank you, gentlemen.